stand up and take turns toasting that for which we are thankful. Since you're already standing, Sam, why don't you begin?
I'm thankful to you guys for doing this.
Yams. Did your cat just say more yams?
Very thankful to all of you for being my friends. 24 hours a day.
Oh, yes, Freddie's been quite the little helper. Every time I bend over to check the turkey, there he is.
Well, I think we should name this one Tootie and this one Regine.
Why do we gather around bountiful tables and give thanks each November? Is it just a commemoration of a friendly feast between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag tribe? Or could the roots of Thanksgiving reach even deeper, possibly into pagan traditions? The story of Thanksgiving as we know it begins in the year 1621. Following a devastating winter that claimed many lives, the surviving Pilgrims in the New Plymouth colony were facing another harsh season. The Wampanoag tribe, led by Chief Massasoit, extended their hand in friendship. They taught the settlers how to cultivate the land, and that autumn, they all shared a feast, celebrating their successful harvest together. This event is often hailed as the first Thanksgiving. But let's rewind the clock a bit more. Long before the Pilgrims set foot on North American soil, harvest festivals were a widespread tradition among many cultures worldwide. These celebrations, marking the bounty of the harvest and the end of the growing season, date back thousands of years. In the ancient Celtic tradition, for instance, there was Samhain, a festival held at the end of October to mark the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. The Celts believed that during Samhain, the veil between the living and the dead was at its thinnest, allowing spirits to cross over. They would leave out food and drink for these spirits in a ritual that bears a striking resemblance to the modern practice of setting a remembrance plate at the Thanksgiving table. Then there were the Romans, who celebrated Cerealia in honor of Ceres, the goddess of corn and grains, each October. They offered the first fruits of the harvest and sacrificed animals to give thanks for their bounty.
The number 8 Thanksgiving moment of all time. Game day in Dallas and Detroit.
Give me Lions, give me Cowboys. I like it. It means Thanksgiving's here.
What we recognize today is this tradition really started in Detroit in 1934 when the Lions' new owner, George Richards, he was looking for a way to capture some of that high school and college spirit, particularly on Thanksgiving Day, which was already a tradition of those levels.
The Green Bay Packers invade Brick Stadium for their annual Thanksgiving Day battle with the Lions.
For over 30 years, Detroit had the only Turkey Day game in town. But in 1966, the NFL doubled the fun.
Commissioner Rozelle wanted another game, a late game. Nobody wanted to play it.
Nobody wanted to play on a holiday. That was just unheard of. Who would watch a game on Thanksgiving Day? Who would go to a game on Thanksgiving Day?
And then again, it was Tex Schramm. Yeah, we'll take it. And not only will we take it, but we'll take it every Thanksgiving in perpetuity.
The Cowboys stepped up to the plate when nobody else wanted the game.
This is a big pet peeve of mine. I say it all the time. Get some new teams in there.
I think it's cool. I think Lions Cowboys is the right way to go. It's tradition.
No, what's the tradition? The tradition is we get Jerry Jones forcing America's team down our throat.
As a Dallas hater, I love the fact that they're on Thanksgiving every day because I can root against them, and that pumps me up for Thanksgiving.
Now, for Detroit, goodness gracious, I mean, you know you're going to be on national TV at least once.
I would rather be run over by a New York City cab twice than watch the Lions one more time on Thanksgiving.
And let's not forget the Greeks. They held a 3-day festival known as Thesmophoria, where they honored Demeter, the goddess of grain. During the festival, they would offer her the first fruits of the harvest, hoping to secure her favor for the next year. In each of these cases, we see echoes of what we now call Thanksgiving, a feast to celebrate the bounty of the harvest, a time of gratitude, and a moment to honor those who are no longer with us.
The smallest one you have.
pilgrim dressed in gray. Where will you be on Thanksgiving Day?
Oh my God.
We cannot break bread with you.
Huh? Becky, what's going on?
Wednesday! You have taken the land which is rightfully ours. Years from now, my people will be forced to live in mobile homes, on reservations. Your people will wear cardigans and drink highballs. We will sell our bracelets by the roadsides. You will play golf and enjoy hot hors d'oeuvres. My people will have pain and degradation. Your people will have stick shifts. The gods of my tribe have spoken. They have said, do not trust the pilgrims. Especially Sarah Miller.
Gary, she's changing the words.
And for all these reasons, I've decided to scalp you and burn your village to the ground.
Nation's headquarters, which was built in 1945 and financed largely by John D. Rockefeller. Inside UN headquarters is an ominous meditation room. The custodian of the meditation room is Lucis Trust Company. At one time, the Lucis Trust was located at 666 United Nations Plaza and was formerly named Lucifer Publishing Company. The Rockefeller-funded UN meditation room is 33 feet long and 18 feet wide. 18 feet is 6 plus 6 plus 6. The small, dimly lit, windowless room was built in the shape of a pyramid that is laying on its side. At the center of the room is a 4-foot-high, black, casket-shaped stone slab which weighs 6.5 tons and is extremely magnetic and rests on a concrete pillar. The pillar descends beneath the floor into the bedrock and taps into the Earth's hyperdimensional energies to induce a state of altered consciousness. Not far from the meditation room is the United Nations Security Council chamber. This is the emergency room of the UN, where the world leaders meet when there is a threat to peace. They decide the fate of nations. Even though Israel has over 200 uninspected nuclear weapons and has violated dozens of resolutions, no sanctions are ever imposed because of the United States' veto powers. Notice the giant mural that towers over the Security Council room. The central focus of the UN mural is the phoenix bird that has risen. The phoenix bird is a symbol of Lucifer. Egyptians believed that the phoenix symbolized a god who rose to heaven in the form of a morning star like Lucifer after his fire immolation of death and rebirth. Notice that the phoenix bird is not standing above his own ashes. He is standing above his old skin. Like a snake, he has shed his old skin and is revealing himself as God at the center of the mural.
Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious sake. I have saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Children, can't stop it! You're destroying my text!
He's not a team player.
Well, he's a special child, but he needs friends.
He needs friends like this.
At the top left, there is a church steeple without a cross. The missing cross symbolizes the death of Christianity. Below, a woman receives the rays of the sun god, while the man in front of her plays Pan's flute. To their right are two pyramid symbols and people joined together by a long blue serpent-like cloth. Below the risen phoenix, a sword is driven through a dragon beast. This represents the killing of old beliefs and religions that depicted Lucifer as a beast. The New World religion worships him as beautiful. Behind the phoenix, the ghostly figures of the walking dead are stepping into a void. They symbolize depopulation. On the right panel, the pale horse from the book of Revelation is the bringer of death to humanity through weapons, hunger, and disease. The man is releasing him. The chained black man represents slavery, while the top panel of the mural shows a technologically advanced white race who control industry, art, and science.
I beg your pardon.
The target was Microsoft Chairman Bill Gates arriving for a meeting with community leaders. Watch what happens when a team of hitmen meet him first with a pie in the face. Gates was momentarily and understandably shaken, but he was not injured. The hit squad piled on with 2 more pies before one of them was wrestled to the ground and the rest of the others would reach the moment he got away. Gates went inside, wiped his face clean, and made no comment. He then went ahead with his scheduled meeting. No word on the motive of this attack.
Don't cry, don't raise.
In this post-apocalyptic mural, the military man standing on the tail of the beast represents worldwide military power. He tips his helmet to the elite, who are climbing out from underground cities where they safely hid from the apocalypse. In the main oval panel above the phoenix bird, a woman is holding flowers. She is the bride in a wedding ceremony. Who are these newlyweds that are kneeling submissively beneath the serpent in the overhead tree? Could the newlyweds symbolize William and Kate? The serpent in human form is tempting the little girl Eve, who accepts the apple. On the right side of the top panel, a reptilian green creature with scaly skin is dancing with a naked woman while musicians entertain him.
Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard?
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still. But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human, and I was human.
The general message of the UN's Phoenix Rising mural is that humanity is stepping into a new Luciferic reality.
These are live pictures. Air Force Two in Phoenix just landing with a jet carrying Charlie Kirk's casket along with his family. We're going to see them deplane in just moments here. Arizona is where Kirk lived with his wife and 2 young children. Only an hour ago, Vice President J.D. Vance helped carry Kirk's casket onto Air Force Two in Utah, seen placing his hand on Kirk's casket. We'll see them get off here in just a few moments. As President Trump says he spoke earlier with Charlie Kirk's wife, offering these details about their call.
I spoke to Erica, his wife, and we had a long talk, and she's devastated. She is absolutely devastated, as you can imagine.
We could be true American heroes. Don't you love your country?
You can't spell America without Erica.
And tonight we are learning more about Erica Kirk, who we'll see in just a moment, founder of a faith-based clothing line, a podcast host, a former model. Sunland Sarfati is out front.
The beautiful, legendary Erica.
I love you so much.
I love you.
For 36-year-old Erica Kirk,
I literally won the jackpot with my husband.
Vice versa.
Her marriage to 31-year-old Charlie Kirk became the center of her life, with much of it playing out in public.
I love you.
I love you too.
Who wants to see some fireworks?
second only, she says, to her first priority, her faith.
Now more than ever, your faith has to be so on fire.
The two have been married for 4 years, getting engaged 2 years after their first meeting.
Do you think that I had an issue understanding where Charlie stood when he looked at me across Bill's Burgers table and said, I'm not going to hire you, I'm going to date you?
Doesn't that just lift your spirits?
Beneath this disturbingly prophetic mural, world leaders make global decisions that affect the lives of nearly 7 billion people. What's hard for most people to grasp is that our elected government leaders are involved in an apocalyptic scheme to enslave the masses under a world government dictatorship. How do these leaders sleep at night? How do they live with themselves?
Is that a person? What in the... You can't forget the turkey pardon, but there is a major debate as to who was the first president to start the turkey pardon tradition. Some claim it was Abraham Lincoln, but most believe it's between Presidents Harry Truman and President John F. Kennedy. While Truman was first to receive a turkey as a gift, his presidential library argues he actually ate the turkeys. In 1963, when presented with the bird, Kennedy said, quote, "Let's keep him going."
Please, Daddy.
I told you, when I'm finished, you can have what's left.
There won't be any left. There's never any left.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Nevertheless, the tradition has certainly stuck and has become a beloved event at the White House. So here are some of those highlights.
You are hereby pardoned. You will live in Disneyland. Now, Tater is here in a backup role just in case Tot can't fulfill his duties. So he's sort of like the vice turkey.
In this morning's Health Watch, making smart choices at Thanksgiving dinner. Most of us overindulge, and you may not think that there are any good options, but you can cut your calories in half by picking the best of the worst. Here now to show us how to do that is registered dietitian Cynthia Sass. Good morning, Cynthia.
Good morning.
So you have a little test for me, which I am sure to fail.
Ooh, we'll see.
We'll have fun anyway. So my job is to choose what?
The lower calorie option of these two, as you said, they're both not so great overall, but which one has less calories?
Okay.
5 club crackers with sharp cheddar cheese or 4 pigs in a blanket.
So this has nothing to do with fat. We're just talking calories.
That's right. Straight up calories.
Well, there are a lot more cheese and crackers, but those hot dogs, because they're not turkey dogs, right? Even though it's Thanksgiving, they've got to be fattening. So I'm going to go with pigs in a blanket are more fattening.
Well, they're not more fattening, actually. This is the lower calorie choice, and there's a big difference. 270 calories here versus 600. That's a difference of 330 calories.
Absolutely fascinating to see law enforcement at work. It took them a couple of days, but they in fact have the shooter of Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson, age 22.
The local law enforcement, when they recovered DNA samples from the towel, from the gun, from whatever he touched, that they recovered that palm print. We believe possibly his father, who then contacted the local law enforcement. He was taken into custody. This was all done within 33 hours.
Apparently no criminal history, was a smart kid, was offered a scholarship of $36,000 a year to the Utah State University. What caused this 22-year-old to go off the rails and shoot Charlie Kirk, take his life?
What you remember back in the 1970s? The big disco shootout. Ed? What's happening, my man?
Hey, we missed you last night at the fondue party.
I could make it. Went to see the village people. They are stone soul gas, man.
All right, I can dig it.
And what do we got here?
One dead disco dancer.
Bummer. What a mind bender, huh?
We think it was some sort of love triangle. This is the suspect's girlfriend, Tanya Peters. I'll be right back.
Cigarette?
Yes, I know.
Well, We'll need a statement from you down at the station. All right, Mike?
Come in, Lieutenant.
I do remember. You were one of the first test cases for minoxidil, weren't you? What?
Well, I'm glad I could be of help. If you don't mind now, I've got a rump of lamb to put in the oven.
Frank, we need to ask you a favor.
Not that big a rump roast, Nordberg.
No, not that, Frank. We need you to go undercover at the clinic today.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. I've given up police work, Ed. No, you're whistling up the wrong neck of the woods.
I wouldn't ask, but we're in a bind, Frank.
Well, what about those two new guys, Hedges and O'Malley?
They're in Hawaii. Together.
Well, I can't. Jane and I have a special evening planned.
Frank, it will only take a couple of hours. You'll be home in plenty of time to make dinner.
I don't know. I'd have to make pork chops.
Frank, think of all the crime out there. Nobody is safe. You'd be protecting Jane. You'd be protecting all the Janes of the world. Besides, you haven't shot anybody in 6 months.
That's true. Funny how you miss the little things. Might be good to feel that cold, hard steel pressed against my thigh once again. The thrill of the chase. To be a man.
Now, I'm not saying these are good for you, but that's a big calorie difference when you consider that watching football on TV only burns 70 calories an hour.
We're working on getting him a pair of aviator glasses.
Upon being pardoned, Drumstick and his friend Wishbone will live out their days at Gobbler's Rest. Beautiful place. It's custom built.
Based on your temperament and commitment to being productive members of society, I hereby pardon Peach and Blossom.
Anybody want some of these lovely yams?
I have never been witness to such a silly, soft...
The rest of America is kind of sick of seeing the sad sack Lions shuffle out of Detroit, losers again on Thanksgiving Day.
You get turkey, you get cranberry, and you get a big fat heaping of Detroit failure.
Everybody make sure they get a piece of this lion we having for Thanksgiving, baby.
And I know a lot of people around the country don't quite get it. Well, why does Detroit have something? It's a tradition. Why change it?
After folding the laundry, I set out for the Carlson Clinic. In any police operation, it's important to have a foolproof disguise. And this operation was no different. I had no idea if Tanya would still recognize me, so I slipped on a fake pair of glasses, combed my hair a little differently just in case. The plan was to get in, get any information I could about Tanya's connection with the bombing, and get out as quickly as possible. I figured faking an old football injury would do the trick.
Tradition, mission. It's awful. You end up feeling terrible about yourself. You're, oh, the poor Lions, they got smacked again. That's not an American holiday. You should feel good on Thanksgiving, but you end up feeling bad for these poor saps.
It's no secret that the Lions haven't had a lot to hang their hat on in a long time, and that game is important to fans in Detroit.
The last time the Lions won was against the Christians in the Coliseum, if I'm not mistaken.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see a doctor, please.
Sign in here, please. Do you have an appointment, Mr.
Smith. No, I don't.
Then take a number.
6.
What?
Is 6 taken? Does it have to be between 1 and 10?
You'll be called.
Thank you.
On the bright side, Thanksgiving in the Motor City has served up marquee players like running backs Billy Sims and Barry Sanders.
And Barry Sanders going off with great runs.
40 yards to Pater, Barry Sanders. Holy mackerel.
And love 'em or hate 'em, passion for the Dallas Cowboys runs deep.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Newman.
I know it's tradition, Detroit and Dallas, but move it around a bit.
I'd hate to see that. For the people in those cities, you see entire families at those games.
And it says, for this sculpture, Mr. Kiefer has cast in lead a colossal open book carried aloft by eagle's wings spanning 30 feet. This will be supported by a 20-foot tall column encircled by a snake with its head erect and tongue hissing at the book. A number of other giant lead books will be strewn on the ground at the base of this theatrical tableau. The piece is obscurely titled Uraeus, referencing the upright form of the Egyptian cobra associated with the serpent goddess Wadjet and used as a symbol of power on the crowns of pharaohs. But the work, evocative of both a lectern and an altar, is open to multiple readings. And it gets into some stuff here, but I found this website here, the Public Art Fund, which is the place that funded this sculpture here. And it says here, the sculpture's cryptic title, Uraeus, refers to the erect shape of the Egyptian cobra associated with the serpent goddess Wadjet and a symbol of power and divine authority. The wings evoke the headdresses and necklaces worn by Egyptian royalty in homage to the vulture goddess Nekhbet. Wadjet and Nekhbet were the guardians of Lower and Upper Egypt, respectively, and following ancient Egyptian unification, became the joint patrons of the civilization. When conceiving this monumental sculpture, Kiefer was recalling Friedrich Nietzsche's famous philosophical work of fiction, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, from 1891, with its ideas of the will of power, the death of God, and the Übermensch, or Superman, as the ultimate aspiration of human beings. Nietzsche described Zarathustra thus, quote, "This book, with the voice bridging centuries, is not only the highest book there is, the book that is truly characterized by the air of the heights. The whole fact of man lies beneath it at a tremendous distance. It is also the deepest born out of the innermost wealth of truth, an inexhaustible well to which no pal descends without coming up again filled with gold and goodness." In Kiefer's imagination, word and image, sacred text, and icon have the power to soar upwards, transcending reality and offering hope of redemption. We've been saying this the whole time. They're looking for redemption without Jesus Christ, redemption through the hands of man, not from God. So this has always been the occult promise. They're at it still. They've been at it for centuries. I think they're getting a lot closer, and that's why they're starting to become even more bold in proclaiming these pursuits out in the public like this, especially at the Rockefeller Center here. Uraeus is both gigantic lectern and altar. You see that, guys? They say it's an altar. They just straight up say this is an altar to an Egyptian goddess. The presence of the snake that insinuates itself at the foot of the column introduces an element of danger and death, as if the monument is being undermined. Yet in more than one mythology, the serpent is a creature of wisdom and secret knowledge. Kiefer's wide-ranging art, which embraces historical memory, politics, religion, and myth, is layered with such multiple meanings and paradoxes. So again, admitting it's an altar, admitting that the serpent actually represents wisdom and secret knowledge, which it does for certain traditions, but that's what they're trying to push for at the Rockefeller Center. And so they're not even shy about this, guys. This is occult architecture being just placed right in front of us. And, you know, those folks who don't know any better, who live in that community or whatever, they're going to celebrate it and be a part of this and whatnot. I think there's a lot of symbolism going on here. And look at this picture here, how it aligns with the building here. I mean, this is all about ascension. This is all about an upward mobility of human beings and, you know, becoming gods. It says here in this Gagosian article, Anselm Kiefer's monumental body of work represents a microcosm of collective memory, visually encapsulating a broad range of cultural, literary, and philosophical allusions from the Old and New Testament, Kabbalah mysticism, Norse mythology, and Wagner's Ring Cycle to the poetry of Ingeborg Bachmann and Paul Celan. And of course, the idea of a serpent going up the staff represents the Kundalini, spiritual ascension into the crown chakra, and then, you know, you reach enlightenment. This sort of practice and teaching is pretty much the religion of the elite, so it's no surprise here that they're representing this here. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Really, the New Age movement is an old philosophical movement, but I feel like even though we've been talking about it and exposing a lot of it for years here, we have to keep doing it because, again, it really truly is the religion of a lot of these folks in the elite, and they do push that ideology upon the masses. So stay watchful, stay vigilant, be sober-minded. Have an awesome day, guys. God bless.
It's a spear. And at the very tip of that spear is one of Satan's little monuments, one of his little vanities, called the Grand Army Arch. Now, you tell me, folks, what you're looking at here, okay? We got our two pillars, very grand, mind you. These are not small things. This is a person down here, with what they will tell you are eagles on globes on either side. Do your research. With the rider on the chariot and all manner of things up here that you just need to research for yourself. Please, please do it, because this is important. This is how Satan operates on this earth. Now, if you look just beyond that arch, there's another monument here. It's a fountain, and it's got all kinds of neat little sculptures in it. That's Poseidon, and notice the trident. The same trident that we find out here in New York Harbor, right next to Sandy Hook, with our devil. The point I want to make is, if we go right from this cow, and we go straight through that arch, right by our Poseidon monument, we wind up right over, almost precisely, at the Trump Tower. Okay?
6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That's one world. It leads you here, despite your destination. Under the Milky Way. 20 days. 6
basic principles of time travel in there. Vessel, like your portal. Vessel can be just about anywhere, most likely a spacecraft.
Like a DeLorean.
No crafts.
You know, I love that movie, the way they shot it. It's so, like futuristic, you know?
6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That's when the world will end. And it's something quite peculiar. 28 days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world
calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
But a bright line in the sand, and we will protect you, that I can tell you, and we will say enough is enough.